What's up? It's Terry with Collabo Creative. It's Wednesday again, so we got another 5 minutes of tips and tricks to help you improve collaboration and creativity in your business and life. This week we're going to talk a little bit about meetings and how to make them better, because how many of you out there have meetings on maybe a regular basis, a daily basis, weekly basis, maybe some of you an hourly basis? And a lot of times these meetings can probably suck, right? To be completely honest and just be real for a second. How many of you have been in awful meetings where you're just like, why am I here? Why are we having a meeting about this? This could have been an email. Why are we still here? It's been 4 hours. We haven't gotten anything done. Well, so we wanted to talk a little bit about meetings because, not to brag or anything, or maybe humble brag, but we've been told that we hold really, really productive meetings and people walk away feeling like they've got so much done in a very short period of time. And I've had people ask, how do you guys do that? So we wanted to share a simple tip and trick that helps you to better shape your meetings so that you get more productive during that time and have better team engagement when you're there. So if you're gonna bring people together, make the most of that time. I'm gonna start off by talking about this book that I just picked up. It's called The Art of Gathering, and it's an amazing book by Priya Parker. And in this book, she talks about the idea of gatherings. Now, you may or may not think of your meeting as a gathering, but stick with me. A meeting is really a place where you're bringing people together, or you're gathering them, and you're going to come together for some kind of common purpose or reason, right? So if you think about your meetings in terms of a gathering, you always want to start off with, why are we coming together, right? Why are we gathering? And this is the one thing that you can do before you have any meeting, is really define clearly what is the purpose of your meeting. Now, that's not anything new or profound, but stick with me for a little bit because we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this idea of finding and defining the purpose of your meeting. Because a lot of times when we start a meeting or we call a meeting, we have a rough idea of why we want to get together. Maybe we want to talk about a certain topic, or we want to get other people's inputs on a certain idea, or we just want to check in and touch base with people. Now, those are very loose purposes about why you might want to have a meeting, but when we dig a little deeper, you can ask, why do we want to gather everyone's perspectives about a topic? And that's going to help you dig a little deeper and define, oh, well, if we want to gather everyone's perspective, maybe it's because we want everyone to feel included. We want everyone to feel like they're playing a role, like they have a voice. Now, when you think about creating a meeting or a gathering around helping people feel like they have a voice, that changes the way that you shape that meeting, right? If we wanted to make sure we held a meeting that made sure everyone felt like they were being heard, you probably wouldn't set up an agenda where we have one topic and we have one person talk, which is oftentimes what happens. The format of our meetings don't align with our goal or purpose for what we're trying to achieve. So when you're starting to set up your next meeting, my one tip for you is really dig deep and define clearly, why are you holding this meeting? What is the outcome that you're looking for? And what does that look like? Does it look like ideas on a page? Does it look like people all coming together? Or does it look like a written agenda? So let's build on this example about having a meeting because we want to gather everyone's perspectives, right? In a lot of cases, what happens is someone writes up an agenda, and on that agenda, there's some kind of question that you're going to throw out to everyone in the room, right? And you throw out the question, and then everyone gets a chance to go around and respond. And now we have everyone's perspective. Now, how many of you have been in those meetings and have felt like that was not the most productive way to do that? Or maybe you realized that one or two people took over the entire conversation and not everyone got heard. We've seen this happen so many times. And if you really think about the core reason of why we want to have people's opinions or why we want to collect people's perspectives, and we think about, well, that's because we want people to feel heard, that changes the way you can shape that engagement. There's a difference between making sure people feel heard and how you would shape that meeting versus having everyone's input, right? So if we started to shape an agenda around making sure people feel heard and included, how might you shape that meeting? You might give everyone a chance to write out their opinion. Maybe you might send out an email and give people a chance to write a 100-word response. Maybe you might not even have a meeting, but go have one-on-one interviews with each of these people so everyone feels heard, right? Because when you think about how we bring people together, the format of that will change the dynamic of that group. So that's why this week, our one tip is to make sure that you are really digging deeper than that surface purpose and defining clearly, what are you trying to get out of this meeting? Is it to collect lots of perspectives, or is it to connect people and help them feel heard? Those are two different reasons, and one will give you more clarity around how you shape meaningful meetings. That's all I got for you for this week. Thanks for watching this week's Collabo clip. If you enjoyed this video, give us some thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Do you have any questions or topics you'd like us to tackle? Shoot over an email to hello@collabocreative.com.